Hello, everybody. Such a pleasure to be here. Miss Lovins and Mika and Susan H. and Teresa, Harry. Harry, you made it home, Harry, eh? That's good. I almost had to go back on Market Street again, but I turned right. Yeah. That was weird, but that's happened to me before. There's a little bit of a fulcrum in that area. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Well, I'm happy to bring you the good news. You are what you've been looking for all this time. Yeah. Wow. Everything that your head says as a goal is where you start from. Yeah. All the places you want to arrive at, you've never departed. How's that? I mean, what great news, isn't it? You'll be deflated that this is it. Remember that old song by Kenny Loggins? This is it. Make no mistake who you are. This is it. Yeah. Wow. Well, David Bitterman's making an appearance. He was out picking up and delivering people. Yeah. Poughkeepsie,
Meeting
Ann
Sie
Arbor,
aufgezeichnet.
Upper Darby. He'll go anywhere. He's such a nice person.
Hello?
Huh? All right, so let's anybody new today here?
Yeah, hello. I'm new here. Mehmet. My name is Mehmet.
Hey, Matt, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you. And how are you?
Good, good.
Nice to hear.
What brought you
The thing is, I'm new here and I don't know you speaking about what? Bro,
here?
my English is really not good because I'm from Germany. And
All
yeah.
right. How did you arrive here?
I have a friend from the US and he said this meeting could be interesting for me, and I said, yeah, why not? And I give it a shot now. Yeah.
Well, if it's not it's interesting for you, blame your friend. There you go. So,
Yeah, okay.
have you ever heard of a topic called non-duality?
Yeah. Yeah.
There you go. So this is the banner above this meeting. It's the idea of non-duality.
Yeah, okay. I'm interested. Okay. I'm going to listen. Yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
Thank you.
All right. So let's start. Non in English means not. I don't know what would be not in German. And duality is two, yes? Not two. Now, say there's a possibility that I don't like to use the term one, but let's say you're one. There's a possibility you're one and a possibility you're two. Now, if the real door that you're in behind is the you, then what would be very helpful would be two, yes? Yeah? I'm not, no answers needed. So instead of going, we're all one, we're saying you're not two. Why is that? Because we're not starting from what we already are. We're starting from an idea that we're not. So,
Michael Stacy, stop joking off.
okay. I lost you there. So the non is not two, directed at what we're in this example, we would call it one. So there's an idea that we're a one that's a two, and that two is trying to look for a bigger, better one. But what we're going to do is we're not going to look for the one from the two. We're going to look at the two from the one, so to speak. And we're going to greet the two with not two. Yeah. So there's a negation. Oh, forget it. I think, yeah. that was the sound when someone finally gets it. Yeah. So I'm just trying to do it in a different way. But in this sense, we're not going to talk about reality because we are reality. Yeah. We're going to try to talk about what that which is taking itself to be real, that is not. Don't you? It doesn't make sense to you? Does it make sense to you to keep talking to what you're not about what you are? Does that make any sense to you? Or would it be better to hear about what you are as what you're not, so that you could greet the presentation of what you're not with I'm not that? Yes. Because the head isn't going to stop presenting it the way it presents. It presents the non-existent thing as an existent thing. Yeah. So the existence that gives the subjectivity to the event is seen as an attribute of the object, the body. This is what not to is. Yeah. We're hoping to say not to that from what? From what we are. Does that mean we have to arrive at what we are to do it? We are already there. Does that mean, well, maybe we left it? We can't leave what we already are. So we're not going to look, at least in this platform, we're not going to describe the indescribable or try to understand the incomprehensible or try to experience that which is not experienceable. We're going to question from that which we are all this shit that's being presented as us, and maybe greet it finally with a clarity, which is I'm not that. Yeah. There you go. And then see what happens. If you're talking to what you're not, basically almost everything, every description about what you are just calls it to arms. It starts trying to do something, to arrive. It tries to get something. When you switch the message and you direct it to what you are about what you're not, it neuters or it disarms you. Yes. All that urge to drive and to move and to arrive and to get and to transcend and to become liberated, you're freed from finally. And the real liberation is freedom from the need to be liberated. That's the liberation. Yeah. And how does that occur? You see that which needs to be liberated as not you. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a thank you, Mike. You're doing a great job. Yeah. I like that. Squish them. It's like, yeah, it's like a palmetto bug. You squish that thing. Yeah. Your fucking foot's great. You squish them in like a half a second. That's pretty cool. Could you imagine if you could do that to the head? Wow. But you can't, because you would be trying to do it to the head as the head. So this is a humble message. I've given up. I don't want to hear another description about what's indescribable. I just don't. It doesn't work. Yeah, I don't want to be provoked to try to understand what's not understandable. Yeah. And I'm tired of thinking that what I am can be experienced as what I'm not. It just didn't work with me. What worked with where I was a negation which is described and captured by the statement not to. Yeah. When you go to a Catholic church to become a better Catholic, yes? Have you ever seen a church called non-Catholicism or non-Hinduism or non-Buddhism? No. Why is that? Because you're going in there to get something. In this case, you're here to see that you're going to get nothing. That's the beauty of it. Yeah. Because if you got something, it may take the place of what you really are, which is nothing / everything. Yeah. So this isn't about feeding your understanding to make it sharper or trying to get you to be clearer or more surgically concentrated. It's about recognizing you're not that which is presented in the head. Yes? Yeah? That which says you got to get better isn't you. You are not talking to you. Yeah? Esther is not giving Esther the greatest advice. It isn't. Yeah? It's a non-Esther talking about another non-Esther to another non-Esther. Yeah? That's what it is. Didn't you, in the beginning, if you ever went to satsang early on and they were, all there is consciousness, did that ever really hit you? It would just hit you as an idea, but the idea got completely drowned by the identification as the body. So you can only picture yourself as a body being all that is conscious. That's insane, eh? Or you're the infinite source of light. Do you feel that as a body? Do you feel that as a Paul at 1 o'clock in the afternoon on a Wednesday when you've just left and they didn't give you as much change as you were supposed to get? Do you feel like the incredible infinite vastness of light? No, you feel like a character. You feel like a body that's suspicious about getting taken advantage of. Yeah? Use that and greet it with, I'm not that. It's constantly doing its shtick. Instead of trying to fight it or change it or rehab it, just see it as not you. Yeah. How hard is that? You don't even have to get up off your lazy boy. Just see that which is demanding I get up and do something is not me. Yeah. This is not always a call to arms. It's a losing interest in all that. The true liberation, I swear, in this case, was from the need to be liberated. What needs to be liberated? What you're not. What's trying to get out of where you are all day or get into a better where you are all day? Is that you? What's agitated? Is it you that's agitated or is it the head that's agitated? Yeah. What describes its conditions, and then we end up claiming it to be our conditions. Yeah. How many times has the head said you're disconnected, and you go back and watch the surveillance tapes, and there you were. Oh, I was completely out to lunch. No, you weren't. You were right where the body was, seemingly. Yeah. This is just insanity. The stuff we're believing all day. We have a statement in recovery, FEAR, false evidence appearing real. Where is the theater that's always appearing on? In the head, yes? False evidence appears real. To what? Can false evidence appear real? No, it can only appear as false evidence, yeah? If that's its nature, it's false evidence, it can only appear as false evidence. But what happens is it appears to us as true, yes? So false evidence appears real based on us, not on the false evidence. The false evidence that you're super afraid of never becomes real until you believe it. It doesn't become real. False evidence appears real. What is the false evidence appearing real to? A big bit of false evidence, yeah? The non-existent thing being the existent thing. That's a pretty big slab of false evidence, yeah? Just when I saw that time when I was young, and there was an uncle that used to hang around my family a lot, Uncle Fred, and then he passed away, and they took me to the wake, and I went up to the casket, And when I saw Uncle Fred without any animation, I realized that wasn't Uncle Fred. Yeah. Why was I seeing Uncle Fred as the body? Why? Why didn't I see the body as false evidence appearing real? Yeah. Because I was living from that false evidence appearing real. Yeah. So I believe what was truly existing was Paul as this thing. Therefore, I projected it on every other thing, and I called them Fred, Mary, Jim, and Sue. And with Jim, Mary, Sue, I may never have had this opportunity, but for Fred, I did. I saw Fred without any animation. Yeah. And it was super clear with no thought that ain't Uncle Fred. Now, did it land on me? No, but it was filed there, and it came very, very handy because the evidence was building up, and finally, the right match, the understanding of non-duality lit up the evidence, and I saw something. Finally, I saw something. I'm not that. Yeah. Wow. What started to happen immediately? The effect of things changed because I saw things differently. What? Yeah. I started losing interest in all of this head stuff. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't have to do a giant shot of cocaine to get a little relief from it. Yeah. I lost interest in it. Why? It wasn't me. That was the sole explanation how loss of interest occurred. It wasn't me. I'm telling you how it happened here. Yeah. I lost interest in it because it's not me. And then I don't want to say how or what was gained interest in, but I'm telling you, I lost interest in this freaking idea. Yes. And then more and more got revealed, not about what I was, but about what I'm not. Yeah. And the more of what I wasn't was revealed, the more and more I sensed the presence of what I am. Yeah. I didn't have to go into special, secluded, lovely locations to feel the presence. I didn't have to go up into a cave to feel the presence. I felt the presence in Hoboken, New Jersey, Newark, New Jersey, Doylestown, Pennsylvania, Novato, California. Yeah. My interest and attention didn't have to be surgically targeting the sense of presence. It's always available at all times, right where I am, with no requirement to meet it. Yeah. You are what you're looking for, but not as what's looking for it. Yeah. You are what you're looking for, but not as what's looking for it. We're using what we are to look for what we are. That's the fundamental joke of non-duality. Yeah. The greatest mystery, being ourselves reality, is reality wanting to attain reality. The greatest mystery, being ourselves reality, is reality wanting to attain reality. Do you fall under that category, or you were exempt from that? Are you exempt, or do you fall into the category of using reality to attempt to attain reality? This is like a giant spiritual shoe store. Come in, try any pair of shoes, and if they fit, wear it. Yeah. Yeah. And what's going to be revealed? The same stuff that you nodded your head completely in an agreement that it was you will now be suspiciously regarded. Yeah. You will look at the false evidence and you will not immediately give it the stamp of appearing real. You won't. Yes. And you know what happens when false evidence is held under a light? Yeah. It can't jump into appearing real. when the false evidence is caught in that beam of light, something is revealed. Yes? Yes. It loves the quick transition of false evidence appearing real. But if you can if there can be a pause and you see the false evidence, you're going to see this false evidence. Yeah? Yeah. You're going to see this false evidence when you see the false evidence. And what happens? Have you ever had as much interest in someone else's going on than yours? Do you follow every minute move of a mental activity in someone else's head? No. Yeah. We used to have an old story about, we have a theater and we're going to have Life of Paul, and and in a weird way, a lot of Pauls come to see if it's about them. And then some women who went out with Pauls who have some resentment would like to see it. Hopefully the Paul they were going out with. And then you get in the movie, everyone's freaking exciting because it's about them. And as soon as they realize it's not about them, they lose interest completely. Yes? The only one who watches the whole movie through is the one the movie's about. Yeah? The key is losing interest in you, and the you cannot do that. The you cannot lose interest in itself. That would be interest in itself. Yeah? You and I can lose interest in it. We can. By seeing what? It's not us. I can't make it much clearer. Yeah. Same, we're not changing the soundtrack. We're not changing the narrative. We're just putting on another pair of glasses that what is escaping us usually will be highlighted. You will see false evidence as false evidence. Yeah. You will see what you call fear is mostly triggered by mental anxiety. You will see that the head loves to live in the past and the future. You'll see that the head says, I was Paul, I will be Paul, therefore I am Paul. It doesn't have a sense of being, it acquires it by I was being and I will be. Yeah. I've seen it. There is a solution. Yeah. Instead of staying in the false evidence of identification and trying to high tune like discrimination and discernment, just have the discernment of the non-duality here, and it will broadcast to other stuff. Yes? If you see the false evidence here that's appearing real, you'll have the eyes to see the false evidence that's appearing real up here. Yeah? Yeah. And I'll tell you, one free sample can go a long, long way. This isn't about, oh, there's 100 pounds of false evidence, and then I need to have 100 pounds of truth to negate that. No. Like Jesus supposedly said, the faith the size of a mustard seed can move a mountain. Yes? Faith in what you are and healthy suspicion about what you're not is going to change the direction of this action figure and allow you to travel lighter through whatever life has in store for you. Yeah? Yeah. Hmm. Hey, all right, Mike. And let's give Mike a big hand. He cut off a lot of very nice. Very nice. Yeah. One of them was my mother. I'm sorry she got cut off.
Sorry about that.
No, no, no. She passed away. Wow. All right. Anyone? Hey, I'm happy
we
to
don't
be
have any
here.
hands up.
Yeah, I'm very happy to see everybody today, and yeah, it's always a pleasure to get together with you. Yeah, I thought Mustafi was the one that was screwing with us, Musumi, but no, great, bro. Thanks for sticking around.
No, she's just fine.
Yeah, yeah. You see the simplicity of it? Most messages are directed to you. This message is about you. Yeah. Yeah. The primary receiver of the message isn't how you appear. It's what's not appearing. That's what we're speaking to. Yeah. So really, you're like a roadblock we're trying to get around and confuse and get itself have all its hands engaged so that the message can get through and hit the true target. Yes. So if someone's saying you can't use the Buddha to seek the Buddha, they're attempting to speak to the Buddha. Yes. When they're saying you can't use light to seek light, they're attempting to speak to the light. Saying to Bill, you can't use light to seek light doesn't go anywhere. Saying it to Evan, saying it to Julie doesn't go anywhere. Yeah. But if you speak to what you are, light, mind, big M mind, and Buddha, when the Buddha hears you can't use yourself to find yourself, it's super clear. Yeah. Yeah. And then when you see the Buddha on the road, you shoot him. Yeah. Why? Because your head's trying to get away from its own Buddhahood by claiming someone else is a Buddha. So shoot that fucking false idol and find the Buddha with as you are. Yeah. Yeah. All right. If there's no hands, I'm just going to riff on something. The first there is the mountain stuff, eh? Does that, David Bitterman, I'm asking you, do you get something out of that before I do it again? Yes? Give me a nod, yeah? All right, good. Very good. All right. So another saying, I think it's
Hey, Paul,
yeah.
we do have a hand up.
Oh, all
We do
right.
have a hand up if you want to
Yeah.
field a
Oh,
question.
yeah. I'm happy, Mike. Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to say your name correctly, so I'm not even going to try.
Totally fine. My name is Moshu.
Oh, Mushumi. Very
Yeah.
nice.
And I'm very sick today, so my apologies. I don't sound very good, or the action figure is sick.
Yes.
I really appreciate, Paul, how you say essentially the same thing, a simple message, but you say it over and over again in so many different ways because that's what it takes. And today, what you said really landed in a deep way. So it was very effective. Thank you. One thing I notice in this situation and in other situations where I'm being exposed to something that could possibly threaten the ego or the false self is that dissociation comes in. And it's so strange. And I didn't identify with the dissociation. It's like my mind will start going blah la 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 and want me to go on Facebook or something, or and I'm just curious on your take about what that is.
Well, that's like tickling the underbelly of the system. It reacts. Yes. Yes. Most messages it can swallow whole, regurgitate it, and then spit it out. Yeah. It's so used to being seen as the receiver of the message. It just can eat that shit up for months. Yeah. But when something sort of threatens it, because it's easily threatened, literally, the head, it tends to sort of show its hand, so to speak. It sort of overreacts or tries to shut something down, or I left the oven on or whatever. Yes, yeah. That's a good sign, because it's sort of like they used to talk about, authoritarianism, soft authoritarianism. Oh, it doesn't look like anything, but if you tickled the belly of the system, it'll squish you. But as long as you're not bothering it, it seems to be tolerable. Yes. So that's a little bit of a projection of an inner situation. Yeah. So the head has met most threats. It can swallow them, and it doesn't matter if you're wishing it to become something, it will sign up for lifetimes. But being something is already, without any thought or effort on its part, take out the doing and everything, that scares it quite a lot. Yeah. So, and a lot of people are addicted, the head is addicted to experience, and then non-duality will scare them eventually, because people want to have a non-dual experience. This is the non-dual experience all day. you're, that's what, yeah, but whatever. Yeah, so that's how I see it. Yeah.
That's really beautiful. Yeah, thank you
I'll
so
share
much.
with you once when I went to see Ramesh Balsekar. He's passed away. And he used to concentrate on the personal doer. Yeah. That's what he would like to address. Basically, that's what I got out of it. And so he gave us suggestions. Go back to wherever you came from. I was in a guest house, and just take a situation during the day and see how many things had to happen for that thing to happen. And I'll tell you, my head was like a kid squirming at a fucking desk when it wasn't prepared for a test. It wanted to do anything other than just look at that event that I had just that day to see if I was the doer of the event, or yes. And it was sort of like trying to herd some cats. Yeah. And I knew by that reaction, it was a threat to the thing. Yeah. Yeah. So I see it as a good sign, literally. When you get frustrated and confused, it's working, in my view. Yeah. Because it's not you frustrated and confused, it's the head that you're taking to be you is frustrated and confused. It wants you to turn the page. It wants you to look another way. Of course, it's trying to survive. Yeah. It lives on us, and it doesn't want us to figure that out. Yeah, so that's how I see it. Yeah. I mean, people will sign up for lifetimes to become something they already are. But to hear that they are already it is incredibly boring to the head. You see it, addiction is addiction for in and of itself. It's not looking for any end. It's agitating, begetting agitation. Yeah. It just wants to keep going. It has no desired arrival. Yeah. It's agitated. And its agitation is it's like a single coin with two sides. It's wanting to unbecome that things that it believes it is, and then become stuff it believes it isn't. Yeah. So it's always caught in this agitated desire to become and unbecome. Not you, the head. Yeah. Yeah. So when it says, oh, it would wish for peace, it doesn't wish for peace. If it arrives at peace, it gets anxious. And it thinks, will I have it tomorrow? It's constantly, it says it wants to get to a certain chair, but when it gets it, it can't sit in the chair. It's all a fucking story. It's just agitated. Yeah. Yeah. So this message causes a pause, P-A-U-S-E, which stills things. Yeah. And then an aha is felt in that stillness. And that aha isn't newfound information. It's a knowing already. Yeah. And then the head wants to get agitated and chaotic to disguise that once again, and have you believe you have to change and do that and stop doing this and purify and everything to arrive at a future condition. Yeah. An act of denial, the present condition, which is what we are. Yeah. It shows itself. You just watch it. Yeah. If you don't watch it, hear about it, and then you'll see it. Yeah, that's what satsang is. Yeah. We're bringing this chaotic thing to the same stillness week after week. And what gets revealed there? The chaotic thing. Yeah. It's not a thing, but the chaos. That's what gets revealed. And then it's greeted with, I'm not that, instead of, oh, I've got to get out of this. You don't have to get out of what you're not in. You don't. You do not have to escape something you're not in. It's in its own system and it wants to escape. Yeah. You are not. You don't need to escape it. Yeah. This is the point. We're trying to get in shit that we're not out of and trying to get out of stuff that we're not in. Yeah. We're taking its take. It's giving us its view of things and we're adopting it as our view of things. Yeah. It doesn't, this is why when it takes over, there's a lot of irritable restlessness and discontent. Yeah. Now everything has to be arrived at and acquired and gotten and maintained, all premised on this one idea, instead of just questioning the idea, and you may find you need to go nowhere or anywhere. Yeah. 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 Thank you. Thanks for, I'm hoping, yeah. And the action figure will get better. There you go. It will. This too shall pass. It wants to have us believe it's going to last forever. Of course. It always does this. Yeah. It has finite traits. If you're 2 levels above a coconut, you'll get a modicum understanding of its nature, what it relies on, what it thinks is important. Yeah. And then by recognizing, you don't need a complete diagram from head to toe. You just may need to see the head for a little while and then the toe for a little while. And then you'll see you're not the whole beast. You can picture it. Yeah. You don't have to go down every fucking rabbit hole. Yeah. And you're not going to say the rest of your life, I'm not that, I'm not that. Because you're not that. Yeah. You apply it for a period of time, occasionally, like the Course in Miracles would always say, do the lesson in a relaxed manner. Don't fucking concentrate and focus. Yeah. This is exactly the same way. You recognize what you're not, and then you maybe sometimes you greet it by saying, I'm not that, but you're not going to be greeting it saying, I'm not that the rest of your life. Yeah. The fact that you're not that, which is a fact, is going to catch. It's going to become a new basis. And you're not going to be watching the head all the time because you'll know what it does all the time. Yeah. You don't need to watch it to see what it does all the time. You know what it does all the time. It presents false evidence to be real. Yeah. Yeah. How much more do you need? This isn't a toil or a job. You use it while you need to use it. And then the fact starts outshining every situation and condition. The fact. Yeah. We don't have to pump it with light. It's the origin of light. All we need to do is question something, maybe for a while, maybe not for a while. And I'm not that. You've hit the money. You're not that. That's You win, finally, the lottery. Yeah. I was in the lottery. I will be that. I wish I was that. I was once that. You always lose. This one, I'm not that. You win. It's the negation. It's the lottery of negation. You win. Hallelujah. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Mike Clark has his hand up.
Yes. Mike.
Hey, Paul.
Hey,
I just want to say yo, Paulie, but I'll stick with, whatever.
you can do that.
But
I'll respond. Yes.
you will still respond, okay? You were talking there, and I don't know if this is something I was remembering that you've said earlier or someone else said that I was listening to, but it gave me an immediate whack when I heard it, and it's been something that I've gone to quite a bit along the way, the last year and a half or so, and that is that this is as good as it gets, and the idea that this is as good as it gets. And for me, the guy who was looking to improve, what had that restlessness and that wishing it was something was different, that when I first heard that, I thought, God, that's the worst thing in the world. I mean, I think that's, how's that even helpful?
Yes.
But it's gotten more and more helpful because I guess the surrender to that, I don't know if that's the right word or not, but the surrender to that idea is that when I do that, it takes out the all the stuff that my mind, I guess, or my head has been doing my whole life that was trying to improve things.
Seeking. Yes.
Yeah, because it's futile. It's not gonna work. It's the wrong tool,
In this case, yes.
Yeah, I mean, this for this job. And so when I first heard it, I thought that's just crazy. I mean, I don't even want to hear that. But now, when all that, if that silences all that other stuff a little bit, then whatever's left is all there is, right? So it's been helpful. And I don't know if you've ever said that word for word but what you were talking about just a few minutes ago reminded me of that. So.
Yes. No, we say it a lot here.
Yeah.
Because while you're looking for stuff, that is being used to make an appeared blindness to what's looking. Yeah.
And to perpetuate something that's not real.
So what happens is nothing happens to the seeker. The seeking starts. Yes. It stops. And then the seeker, when the seeking stops, is the sought. Yeah. Yeah. But what the seeker and the sought doesn't work. The seeker is the sought. Yeah. So when you stop looking, when you hear this message that you are what you're looking for, what comes under question is the looking for it, obviously. Yeah. Because maybe, just maybe, this is why I was missing it. I was looking for it. Yeah. All the while being it. Who knows? Sounds like a once in a million bet, but nothing else has worked. I'm going to go for it. Yeah. And here, what happens is there's a loss of interest in that engine of seeking. And then the obviousness that the seeker is the sought is noticed. Yes. 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 Yeah. If you just peel off the seeker, there you are, the sought. Yeah. If you peel off the doer, there you are. If you peel off the seer, there's the seeing. If you peel off the hearer, there's the hearing. Yeah. The hearing has always gone on. Yeah. We were never not the sought, so to speak. If there was a world that there could be seeking, we were never not the sought. We've always been that. Yes, what we are is always been that which has been sought. Yeah. So the seeker finally gets its wish. It arrives upon having never left the sought. But as soon as that's realized, that's very clear there is no seeker. So the seeker never can have a second of enjoyment of the sought, because it's the negation of the seeker, which is the completion in a sense of the sought here. Yeah. So you finally arrive at the party, and it doesn't turn into, it doesn't suck because you're not there. Yeah. Just like doing these talks. Hundreds of times I've seemed to have been here, but I've never attended one meeting. Not one meeting has Paul Hedderman been here. That's amazing, eh? So the seeker is the sought. We had a lot of you can just do a simple breakdown, like working on an old Chevy truck is much easier than a new machine. Yeah. You look in, there's like 8 parts and a lot of space. Carburetor, fuel pump, starter. Yes, Sonata. You see, and there's a lot of space around it, so you can see the difference of what is what. You can, really, quite easy. So here, take the statement, seeker is the sought, and then seeker and the sought. Yeah. Most of us lived in the seeker and the sought. Yeah. A lot of different forms of seeking, a lot of different things that were sought, but there was always a constant in all of it, which was the seeker. Yeah. Very rarely addressed. What was always addressed is I've got to seek in a different way, or I'm switching from Buddhism to Kabbalism or whatever. Yeah. The sought is still vague and similar, but yeah. But the one thing that sticks out with all the seeking and all the soughts was the one seeker. Yeah. And it was covering the golden fucking egg. The golden egg was being covered by all the seeking and the projection of a seeker. And it's the sought. Right while you've been looking for it, you have been using what you've been looking for. Yeah. What? Yeah. Compresses time and space. Seeker is the sought. Boom. Time and space. A lot of shenanigans can happen through time and space. Seeker is the sought. Wow. There you go. And of course, then the idea of looking for something makes absolutely no sense. None whatsoever. None whatsoever. You've finally given up the ghost. You've realized you're never going to get it. You realize I'm not going to ask another fucking question, because it just fuels the idea of the questioner more than any answer. And you hit these points where in this life, they became dead ends, never to be visited again. Yeah, never. Because when I look down that road, I see it goes nowhere. Yeah. And here we are, as the non-duality of the movie Irishman was, it is what it is. If you ever saw that long movie about old mafiosos, basically every situation was explained by, it is what it is. Why did you shoot Joey? It is what it is. Why did you kill? It is what it is. Yeah. Thank God. They can say that because it wasn't them, Oh yeah, it is what it is. Jimmy had to go. Joey had to go. It is what it is. Yes. So this has worked with me. That's why I'm sharing it, really. Yeah. Negation of all the ideas that keep floating this idea of what we're not. And then an immediate recognition of what we are, which can't be known, can't be had, can't be understood, can't be experienced. Yeah. But is all that is knowing, all that is experiencing, all that could ever be understood. Yeah. But you can't apply, you cannot study what's studying. Yeah. You can't do it. You can't get before it. This action figure is in front of the camera. It can never be behind the camera, ever, ever. Yes? Yeah. It should bring peace finally. And you'll realize really that need to be liberated wasn't held by you. Yeah. Something wants to be liberated, but can't be liberated. Self can't get out of self. So you get relieved of that need to be liberated. You do. Yeah. Yeah. And then the peace isn't acquired or gained or built by commanding and controlling situations and circumstances. There's a peace, yeah, that's readily available to be enjoyed. Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't need to have a peaceful setting to be enjoyed. It's nice when it is, but it doesn't need it. It's because it comes before all the settings. See, we believe certain conditions have to be met for the unconditional to be available. That's insanity. Yeah. The unconditional is availability. So what's truly let go is your requirements. It's not the meeting of any requirements made by what we are. It doesn't have any requirements. It's captured by the statement open secret and gateless gate. Yeah. What the hell is a gate if it's gateless? It's not stopping or separating anyone. Yeah. And an open secret, how can it be a secret and if it's open? Exactly. It's an open secret, a gateless gate. You may go through tons of gates, but the gate you've already been through is the gateless gate. Yeah. 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 So, all right, is that good today? Anyone else?
We have no other hands up.
I'm taking Mr. Bitterman when if he says, okay, all right, we can end. All right. Michael Stacy, and hey, anyone know Andy Walker from this message? I think it was more in the recovery center. He told us about visiting his place on a river, and Amelia doesn't have her kids for a month, and she wants to go on a vacation. So I'm trying to find him. I think his name was Andy Walker. But I don't know. Hopefully I'll see him. Hey, everyone. Mike Clark, as always. Thank you, Mike. Every time I see Mike, I see him the first time I saw him in Mexico. Yeah. Mike may not know it or not, but he was having what do they call them? A giant Happy Meal. He was like drinking an infinite Slurpee. His face was showing. It was great when I was sitting there. Michael Stacy, as always, thank you. Great job. David Lowe. Yeah. Jacob K. Thank you, Jacob. Miak. How are you, Miak? Yeah. Good. Good. Oh, good. Dana. She's going to be enjoying a big moment in recovery, 40-something years soon, eh? Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. James Olson. Nice to see you. David Bitterman. He's not on delivery service right now. That's good. Mike G from San Clemente. Mashumi, feeling better already. Very good. Susan H. Susan, when we We had our last day at the Marin City meeting. It's always gonna be at our house now for a while. We're having,
on-
we're doing it.
I'm on Cape Cod now
Oh, you are? Oh, great. I
Mhm.
like it.
for a few months. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
I'll
Very
see you when I come back.
All right, good. We've got Lori, Mika from Finland, Zoe. There she is. Yeah. She hasn't seen a bottle of tamari in a while. All you get is soy sauce in Arkansas. Yeah. Judy Lovins. Nice to see you, Judy. Hari, always a pleasure. Thank you. I'm happy you made it home. Yeah. Yeah. Eric P. Nice to see you. Vesta, Esther, as always. Chris. If I missed anyone, oh, Lynn D, Tom M, Chris, a phone number. Wow, I can't even see this. The pages are appearing differently today. I maybe had a Zoom upgrade, who knows? I didn't feel it though, but all right. Hey, thank you everyone. Tomorrow we'll be in tomorrow night's non-duality, 7:00 Pacific time. We have, it's turned into a live meeting also. So people come over and then we have dinner or go out. But all right, see you guys. Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye, Paul.
Paul.
Thank you.
Thank you, dude. Thank you,
Thank you,
Michael.
Paul.
Thank you, Paul.